What's up, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. All right, well, we got some volatility in the crypto market. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin as far as price goes and see what's in store for this week. We'll also take a look at the altcoins and the crypto fear and greed index. All right, so let's dive into this video and check that out.
Trade Genius.
Guys, real quick plug, winter specials are ending in a couple days. So if you guys want to get access to our room and join us and get in on those crypto and binary and stock ETF plays, you can check out this winter specials. Number one will get you in the room with us, and look forward to seeing you guys in there. So lots of good stuff, lots of action, and lots of opportunities to make money every day with us. So I encourage you guys to check that out. All right, as far as Bitcoin goes, let's dive into it. Let's take a look weekly chart. Now, weekly chart, again, we've talked about the 200 period moving average on the weekly. So the weekly 200 period moving average, about that getting tested again. And we are looking like we want to tag that. Currently, that price is right around 33.07 approximately. And so that's on Coinbase, okay? So adjust for different exchanges accordingly. But that's looking like that's wanting to be tested. Not to say that we're going to go there in a straight line. I think there's probably an opportunity for a bounce here, but I think that's going to be on everybody's radar. The overwhelming sentiment is that this low here, the 31.28 on this chart, is not the low, and it's going to get taken out. As far as the sentiment goes, I would be a little more bullish on that because there's so much bearish sentiment on that. Now, if we go and drill down to the daily, and what you're going to see is this level here was something that I was looking at as far as holding the line, and basically I do think that we can still hold this here and then see another move up. It's been very choppy on the smaller time frames as far as, you know, moves. Basically what we're seeing, especially like on the 4-hour, which we'll dive into, is that you'll see moves that are basically stop hunts. And I think a lot of that has to largely do with the margin exchanges like BitMEX and Bittrex and things like that. So, or Bitfinex and BitMEX. So that's something to be aware of. In fact, let's drill down to the 4-hour chart. And so what I've been looking for is, like, on our slingshots on this particular time frame for the 4-hour in the channel, they've been pretty good as far as catching the gyrations, but you have to endure some of these stop runs. We've got another one here. We did get a little bit of a stop run here, so this is actually kind of bullish for me. And getting back up, we could even test these this 3,500 level, but I think we'd see probably some resistance there and roll back over. So I don't think the downside story is done here. Also, Stochs RSI looks pretty bullish here, and those have generally caused us to at least have a local bottom. So look for a cross here and then some follow through, but this is more of a confirming indicator. And then if you look on the hourly, basically this is was this defined range here, and all it was doing was just going and back and forth, getting stop runs, and then finally we rolled over. So we lost this level 35.10 approximately. I would look for that on a retest, but that area there, 35.10, you might shoot through it, but any confirmation of, let's say, price spikes up above it and then back down and closes below it, that's going to be a short. And then we're going to be looking at attacking these prior lows. So in this spot going forward for this week, we're basically looking at probably a quick possible retest up into this 3,500 area, and then most likely rolling over. I think ultimately we need to keep our eyes on that weekly 200 period moving average. Any closes below that this week, especially on the weekly candle, is going to be no bueno. So that's going to be pretty bearish. That'll start opening up sub 3,000 targets. And as you have seen on the daily chart, we do have our fibs down there. We have a fib at 25.60 and a fib at 23.31. So, but again, that is not going to really come into play until we take out the lows, and we need a weekly close below the lows. So Looking for a weekly close below 31.28 to validate for me those downside targets. Okay, so let's look at the market cap for the altcoins. Altcoins have been interesting because there's been a lot of opportunities in between the moments where we have some stability. So there's definitely been some trading. Hang on here. There's definitely been some trading to be had in there. One thing I will note is that when we get a moneymaker signal on the market cap, that's been a decent area, and this is on a daily, so it's been a decent area where price kind of holds steady to sideways for a bit. That gives us some opportunities for some quick swing trades on some of the better performing alts. Some of those smaller cap alts have been the better ones to be entering on. Now we do have a moneymaker sell that just fired here, so we coinciding with our pullback. So what level are we looking at for where the pain is going to end on the alts? Well, basically what I'm looking at is this level here. That would be the first area of like support and resistance, and we're just right into that. We wicked off of it, so that's about 47 billion in market cap. Beyond that, we have to take a look way back into 2017 as we get back into these areas. And so you're going to see another area here around 43.7 billion. So these are two spots where I think we could see some support. So this area here, even though we could see some more downside, I think we are going to see some stability in here, and probably going to give us some opportunities for some quick swing trades on the alt market. So but currently we're in a moneymaker sell. So again, we like it better when we have a moneymaker buy on the table. And usually that's confirming like a short-term local bottom. We haven't seen that yet, so I'm going to wait before we get too hot and heavy with entries, unless they're really good setups, until we get another moneymaker buy on the alt market cap. All right, last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is the fear and greed in sentiment. This hasn't even come remotely close to a buy. Last time we got a buy setup was January 14th. So if we look at January 14th on the daily, and what did that give us? Right here, this green bar, and really just chop after that. So that didn't really go much of anywhere. And because the fear and greed hasn't really reacted to this move down, is a little concerning, actually, to be honest with you guys. So what that tells me is we may not see a good fear and greed reading unless we break through this support level here in this area. So again, this box here, we're looking at support. So from approximately 34.30 down to 33.51. If that breaks, that's where I think we might get another fear and greed, especially if we can do a head fake bottom, take out these lows and close back above it. If we do that, that doesn't really get me super excited about these downside fib targets yet. So, and that might get the fear and greed indicator fired up. But that would be, as far as like for a decent sized swing trade, counter trend trade, I'm going to wait for that fear and greed to line up. Otherwise, what's going to happen is I think we're going to probably see the mode of shorting any pops through here. The only thing I would say at that point is if we get a close above the high of 37.65, guys, if we get a close above that on the daily, then I think we can flip sentiment a bit and look for higher highs. But I don't see that happening right now, especially in this week, unless some major volume came in and pushed price higher for some reason. All right, guys, well, that's pretty much it for this video. That is your weekly outlook. Again, if you guys want to get into our room and get some of those great crypto and binary and ETF trades that we are firing off, head over to tradelikeagenius.com. All right, guys, please hit like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.
Trade Genius.